Am I the asshole for canceling my wedding after my fiance cheated on me with the guy she told me she hates? So, this is quite a long and sad story that I need to vent, as it's really hard for me to deal with so far. I, 24 male, recently proposed to my now ex fiancee, 23 female, after 2 years of dating. We met by mutual friends at work. We started talking as friends, we went on dates, and on New Year's Eve, we officially started dating. During the beginning of our relationship, she mentions this guy, Marvin. According to her, Marvin has always had a crush on her, and during the first months of our relationship, he texted her several times asking her to leave me and give him a chance. We used to say how pathetic this guy was and how she despises him for suggesting she would leave me for him. I must clarify, I'm nothing special. I'm a 5'4" Asian nerdy guy. Time goes by, and after 2 years on dating, I decided to propose to her. So, on New Year's Eve, I gave her the ring, and she said yes in front of her whole family. I have some money saved. She doesn't work. So I started looking for venues, catering, invitations, decor, and everything. I spent a high amount of money as her parents are not in the position to help with the expenses, and I have enough savings to go through this comfortably. One day, while we're running errands, we started talking about having a threesome. We are in our 20s, so there's a lot of things we want to try. We discussed for a while on how we could find someone, and she quickly says, I have someone on mind. I asked who, and she replies with Marvin. I know that was the first red flag, but I let it pass. I asked why him, and she just answered she was sexually attracted to him. I asked about why she would say she hate him first and then choose him as her first option for a threesome, and she replies is only a one-time thing. So I told her it was okay, but we needed to talk later to set rules, limits, and I would like to talk to him personally before giving the green light. During the next couple of days, she's acting really excited, and she comes to me, show me hotels, and when are we going to meet with him and how exciting everything is. I told her we need to talk things first, as is not as easy as it sounds, and we need to have some limits. After that, she calmed down for a day or two and starts to bring the subject up again. We reached a point where she insisted so much and bring the subject up so many times, I ended up saying to her that she either calm down or no threesome is going to happen. She apologized and mentioned I was right, but something didn't feel right. That afternoon, we were having a nap, and while she was sleeping, I went through her phone and I found how she was cheating on me with him for a couple months now. They have been meeting while I was working, and she even sent them one of those BDSM tests you could find online to see if his kinks matched with hers. To say I was furious is an understatement. She woke up while I was checking the phone, and I confronted her. She started crying, saying she was sorry and how she didn't know what she was doing. I packed my things and stormed out to stay at a hotel. That night, I got a call from her parents saying how I was ruining the engagement and acting as a baby while I was the one who bring the topic of the threesome and how her daughter wasn't at fault. I hung up without saying anything and started canceled everything I had for the wedding. She called me the next day apologizing and asking me to come back. Her whole family is sending texts asking me to man up, as I was the one at fault and not breaking the engagement. Ada for canceling everything. Update. Hey guys, thanks for everyone's advice. I appreciate the support and the mean comments. Both perspectives were helpful. Now, let me address just a few things before continue. Yes, the posts have grammatical errors. English is not my first language. My ex stopped working to go to college. We met at work, but she quit once we moved in together. Yes, my now ex fiance told her parents we were breaking up because I suggested the threesome and got mad when she mentioned Marvin. And her parents believed her. Yes, I needed reassurance to make sure I was not the one in fault. I have been conditioned all my life to be a doormat, so it's hard to stand for myself. Here's the update. After seeing all your messages, I reached to my father in law, so we agreed to meet at a nearby mall to talk about the reasons why I broke the engagement. I did have a good relationship with him as we both share the same interests and hobbies, so I figure we could have a conversation. We met, and even though he looked mad, he agreed to listen. I did take screenshots of the conversations my ex-fiancée had with Marvin, and I showed them to him. After looking at everything he told me, my ex gave them a totally different story. According to what he told me, my ex went to them crying, saying I was breaking the engagement because I wanted to have a threesome, and once she picked Marvin as the third, I snapped at her. He also mentioned Marvin has been going to check on my ex since my ex has been staying with them after we broke up. We went to my apartment and packed all of her belongings to move her out. The ring was at the apartment as well, so I kept it. We're on our way to drop everything to her right now. I will keep you guys updated. Let's see the comments. As Shakespeare said, all's well that ends well. At least her family knows the truth now. Cheating and lying go hand in hand. I'm not surprised that she lied to her parents. Good on you for having proof. Glad you got the ring back and got her moved out. Now you need to cut off all contact with her and her family. Move on and meet someone else. While to me that the story she told her parents still involved them planning a threesome, I'd rather just say I cheated, right? I've read that you can make a lie more convincing by adding an embarrassing detail, but this was like telling the cops you didn't shoplift because you could easily pay for the stuff with all your drug dealing money. At least the ex-fiance's dad was wise enough to realize that his own sprog messed up and offered to help OOP move her out of his apartment. This is why people should always collect evidence when they find this stuff out, especially if you have it in your hands. A cheater will rarely be honest about why the relationship suddenly splintered, and the terrible ones will go out of their way to lie to make you look bad. Sometimes it can even actually affect your life. Cheaters will never admit their wrongdoings and always would rather double down things and themselves. They don't deserve sympathy at all. Let's see another story. Walked in on loving wife banging affair partner while kids sleep upstairs. For the past several weeks, I have been working late nights in the office so I can finish work early so I can have breakfast with the kids and do the school runs. Tonight, the boss let me finish halfway through my shift due to the amount of work I have put in on a project that now completed on the drive home. I was looking forward to us time with the little ones in bed. Well, I walked into my wife screwing some bloke on the sofa. Deer in headlight moment. I grabbed my keys and now I am in the office wondering what the hell I am going to do now. My phone is blowing up with calls and texts from my wife telling me to come back so she can explain. I just can't. I am so pissed off right now. Never thought she would cheat on me. We have been happily married for over a decade. Sure, we have had our arguments over the years, but what married couple hasn't? Given her everything she asked for a long 3 beautiful kids, advice needed please. I am at a loss of what to do. Update to catching wife having sex with affair partner on the sofa. Although it's only been 9 days since I posted about catching my wife having sex with affair partner on the sofa, I know a lot of you have asked to be kept updated. Before I update you, I would like to thank you all for your advice and support. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to respond to your comments due to the shit show that is currently happening until now. Well, as you can imagine, the shit has now hit the fan. I have no idea where to start. Well, I am currently off work and will be until I am ready to go back. A few of you asked why I didn't smash the guy's face in is mainly because if I got arrested, then social services would have got involved in a event of divorce that would be used against me. I took your advice to get all bank accounts in order and removed my wife from the kids' trust funds and my own account straight away in case she tried to empty them. She has her own account for her money she earns from work. Well, she did indeed try to empty all of them 2 days after my visit. FYI, I have already paid the bills for the house and cars days before this crap show happened. I have been the doctors to be checked for STIs literally days after I posted and have been given all clear, followed by a long meeting with a team of divorce lawyers to find out what is to happen next. Being a computer technician, I have remote access to my home computer and secondary laptop that the kids use for schoolwork, and will have found that my dear wife has left herself locked into the book of face and well stumbled across message upon message to her affair partner. Photos, sexting, paid bills for hotels and meetup arrangements, etc. Turns out this affair has been going on for 7 years now. Her affair partner is her best friend's little brother, and she has been messing with him since he was 19. All this has been given to the lawyers as there is no going back now. I have to wait for a few months to start the process as there is currently a bad log. Also, all trust in her has been completely destroyed that no amount couple counseling will save this marriage. I returned home 4 days ago, packed her bags, and kicked her cheating ass out. The kids are with me, and after a difficult conversation with all three of them, they are now fully aware that Mummy is not coming back, but also they can all still see her. While I am angry with her, I won't be that parent that holds the kids to ransom. My in-laws and family are fully aware of what their sister has done. Her relationship with her family is now strained. Her bestie slated me on FB about walking out on her and the kids, and well, my bill posted the link to Reddit on FB, so now everyone knows, and the post was taken down. As for my wife, I haven't spoken one word to her since that night, and all communication will be thought the lawyers now. I have text messages from her basically saying that she is going to ruin me in court, say crap like I was controlling, abusive, etc. The lawyers have all copies. I have deleted Facebook due to her small circle of friends send vile messages for ruining her life. I am currently awaiting on results of the paternity test to see if the kids are mine. The affair partner demanded to be tested in case the younger two are his. But for now, they are with me as my wife is living with affair partner. Update: wife cheated with younger lover. DNA test results. After 2 tests, first was due to a contamination issue. I received the results 2 weeks ago, and well, I have gone from having 3 kids to one biological child, the eldest. In those 2 weeks, my ex's affair partner parents managed to get emergency custody of the younger two due to the fact I am not a blood relative. I tried so hard to fight for them in court. I am trying to be strong for my son, but the rug has been fully pulled from under our feet. I have put the house on the market to sell and currently renting a small 2-bed apartment because I can't live there anymore. Everything reminds me of the kids. Both my son and I are currently in therapy together. He is working through trust issues with his mother, and not seeing his siblings every day has taken its toll. Let's see the comments. I don't understand how the court granted the AP's parent emergency custody. Let's see another story. Mentally drained, I, male 27, feel mentally drained in my relationship to the point where I don't really care what happens next. I feel like my partner, female 29, is constantly expecting me to be the most loving person in the world whilst treating me like crap. She is very controlling about what I do and when I can go out, etc. There is constant double standards with things like nights out. She can go out carefree, and if I even suggest a night out without her, I get the cold shoulder for a week. I feel like I've been emotionally abused for the past 8 years we've been together, but I'm only just waking up to see the relationship for what it is. I honestly can't see any way to make this better, but I also feel like I can't leave. We have young children together, which we both adore, but being parents together is only creating more arguments and disagreements. We both work full time, but I'm always the one sorting the kids, making tea, tidying up, etc. And I feel myself feeling guilty if I ask her to do anything. I'm worried because I feel like if I was to leave, I would be made out to be the bad person. I feel like some people around her can see her for her true self, but don't dare say anything to her. I do love her, but it feels like we will never be on the same page and will never be able to truly be happy until something big changes. Since being together, I've lost all friends. I've been isolated to the point where it's her and my family. I'm partly to blame for that as I've never been massively outgoing, but a lot of that comes down to her never trusting me to go out and only being able to do things if she was involved. That's then made me even worse for not doing things. Honestly, don't know what to do, but any advice is appreciated. At breaking point now. Update: Fiancée cheated on me and has been getting blackmailed. The last 3 weeks of my life have been hell. I found out that my fiance has been cheating on me for the past 18 months. However, there has been blackmail and manipulation. The first time I was cheated on happened after a drunken night out, and the man she cheated on me with was from her work. They have then gone on to have sex at least 2 other times in the 18-month period afterwards. I have seen evidence of the blackmailing, but this has only come to light as he threatened to ruin her life by telling me everything. But she ultimately decided to tell me first. She is saying that the first time was a mistake, and the other times were down to the fact she was being blackmailed and manipulated. I understand the fact that if you're being blackmailed, you could end up going down this route, but I'm struggling to comprehend keeping this up for 18 months. I'm obviously devastated and extremely angry about the whole situation. We have children together, 4 and 9, so that adds another layer of complexity. The blackmailing side of things has been reported, and police are currently investigating. To make things worse, this man has become a friend of mine over the past 18 months as I have got to know him, all whilst I had no idea this was going on behind my back. There has been manipulation for both me and my fiancée. At the moment, I do not feel like I could ever get over this. I would love nothing more than to put an end to this and start over with her, but I feel like the relationship is completely destroyed from all that has happened. 3 weeks have now passed, and her mental health has deteriorated massively. One night in the past week, she got extremely drunk and took a whole slip of sleeping tablets because she didn't want to be here anymore, as the kids are better off without her. I called an ambulance and she went to hospital to get checked over. She will not let her friends support her, as her words were. They can't fix our relationship and make you stay with me. She is now putting me in a position where I feel like if I leave, she will cause harm to herself and leave her children motherless through choice. It feels very much like emotional blackmail. We are currently still in the same house together, as it's just not possible for one of us to stay elsewhere. And I also feel like I can't trust her on her own with the kids while she has suicidal thoughts. I'm really struggling to deal with the whole thing. The kids have helped me focus, but once they are in bed, I feel like I'm so trapped in the house with no space from the whole situation. I don't know what I'm looking for from posting this, but I'm hoping that by just getting this out there, I may get some outside opinions. Edit. I fully appreciate everyone's response to this post. I really want to reply to all the comments, but I'm really not in the headspace to do so. Thanks for the messages, I appreciate it. Let's see the comments. Tell her she is blackmailing you just like she was blackmailed. Ask her if she enjoys being just like her blackmailer. Yes, I'm with you. She really is blackmailing him, and that's emotional abuse and manipulation. This situation looks toxic as fudge. I'm so sorry that you have to go through this. I go through similar situation. I wish you all the best. But think hard. What you decide, Coos cheaters hardly change their ways. It's not like she is blackmailing you. She is blackmailing you with her self-harm threat. She is also manipulating you to control the outcome of her cheating. She and her AP were toying with you for the past 18 months while they were having sex behind your back. Your engagement is over. Start looking for a new place ASAP and cut her off, except to co-parent. You will never trust her again, and you won't heal as long as you stay with her. Your children need at least one stable parent, so concentrate on being the best father you can be. See a therapist to heal from the traumas of her betrayal. It will take time, but you will heal and move on to enjoy your life again. Take care. Wish you all the best. I read your other post. I suggest if you haven't read it in a while, you do. Is it more likely that she tried to control this, and he called her on it, made the threats, and with no other options, she confessed to you? You were miserable then, and you've been put through hell now. The amount of manipulation of you've been under, it's time to break free and look after your own needs and that of your children. You are not responsible for her actions, she is. Get some counseling. Get her to contact her friends. Google gray rocking and contact a lawyer for you and talk to someone for some supportive for you. So your wife got drunk and had sex with a coworker. Just get the divorce. All the rest of the bull crap that came afterwards just reinforces that divorce is the right option. The fact that she is still imbibing alcohol after what she chose to do on her drunken night out is awful behavior. And then to make a poor attempt at ending herself for attention emphasizes how your wife is incredibly self absorbed and unwilling to accept responsibility for her reprehensible behavior. There were a lot of things she could have chosen to do after she decided to betray your marriage, but allowing herself to be blackmailed rather than choosing to come clean, then attempting a drunken deletion of herself were just about the worst decisions she could have made. She cares nothing for you or her family, so your best choice is to end your marriage and sue for full custody. She isn't safe to be with the children alone.